see it now. English. Continue. Real events, places, and research. Mental illness. Oh, nice. Well, not nice, but you know, interesting. Lack of patience in lunatic asylums from the beginning of the 20th century until their closure. Contains stories which may be disturbing. Character names are fictitious. Artistic interpretation. Please note that mental health services have radically improved around the world. Okay, let's give it a go. 1942 Volterra.
What's happened? What is this place? Maybe I'm dead. I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead. I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me? There's no one here, but these noises. God, my head is killing me. I can't keep my eyes open.
I know that feeling. Reality fades away, and my skin has gone. Every breath of wind is excruciatingly painful. Please wait. I have been waiting. Inspired by real events, yes, I think you've mentioned that a couple of times already, but okay, cool. So I'm in Tuscany, Volterra, Tuscany. Let's see if I can at least invert. Yeah, thank goodness. That was annoying when I was playing that on that other game, when I couldn't invert it. I just kept looking the wrong way. For a second I thought that said Ferrari. I wonder what the controls are. Can I interact with anything? It doesn't say. Oh, I guess I'll figure it out as I go. Well, there's not much in this greenhouse. There's a tree growing up through the greenhouse. Slippery dip. Whee! That's cool, it actually let me do it. So X is the interact thing. I think I'm getting more momentum. It's hard to tell though. It's a very quiet swing. It must have been oiled recently, despite the fact that it looks very the worse for wear. Very rusted and yeah. I've got a flashlight. Oh, experiences. Okay. Diary. Memories. Medical records. Okay. Can't get on that one. What about this motorbike? No. I want the horsey anyway, really, not the motorbike. That's probably got a cap in it. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Whoa, I'm getting dizzy. I remember things like this where you pushed yourself around with your hands on that middle bit. Just have to go the other way a bit to undizify myself. I don't know if that actually works or not. That's what I used to do, obviously. Okay. Tennis? Okay, I said X to open, close, use, but I don't know what I'm meant to be opening, closing, or using here. Maybe the store? Okay, so I'm guessing it's not 1949 anymore. This looks a bit more modern than that, a tape deck. Doesn't appear to have anyone's name on it. Julia K. Oh, poor Julia. fierce murder in San Cassiano, April 14, 1944. Julia Kay, a young woman from a respectable family, was brutally murdered near her home. Police are investigating possible political motive emerges. Okay. So she didn't die from mental illness then. Incredible anti-aircraft victory. 159 aircraft shot down in 24 hours by German continental air defense. Major Russian operation northwest of Jassy. Enemy convoy scattered in the Mediterranean. 2 destroyers and 6 merchant vessels sunk. First food rationing improvements on April 20th. Bread rations increased by 50 grams per day. An extra kilogram per month of soup. Products, agricultural labour treatment reform, and extraordinary marmalade distribution. I'm nearly out of marmalade, actually. Not that I have any bread. Is that a tape on the floor? No. I don't think I can crouch or anything anyway. Don't want to take the recyclables out. Probably turn off my flashlight now, right? Oh. I thought there was some way to get through there. Can't see a gate anywhere in that fence. Unless I can open one of these windows and get out. Nope. I should be able to climb over that fence anyway, but I can't. And I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. It's not because this game's boring, I'm just, yeah, quite depressed. It's given me quite a lot of lethargy. Quite lethargic. Oh, I can just open the gate. There we go. Silly Simon. That Loki scared me. Town of Light. There's a light. like the only place I can go because this is still standing. Look at the flowers, children. That's what Carol would want you to do. Look at the flowers. It's weird that one of those fuses is blown. I thought I saw someone walking up then, or was that just my reflection? Sorry, my eyes closed for half a second just as I got to the house. Can't get in that way. There's the greenhouse below me. It's a very solid tree.
This place. Time. Memory.
Can I pick a flower? No. This place, time, memory. What are you talking about, Renee? Just walk away, Renee. Yeah. Nice. Okay, that just takes me back up to the front of the house. Let's go in the cellar and have a look around. The fluorescent green exit sign up there, so maybe it's not that new. The increasing number of cases of attempted suicide requires that a definite stand be taken against this behavior. Our current position is to consider these behaviors as highly deviant, disgraceful, and unpatriotic, especially in the case of young girls. Please provide us with enlightenment on the subject. Illegible signature. Go down even further from here. Oh, a light switch. Oh yeah, I'm not doing too great. I mean, I woke up at 6, but I got to bed fairly early, so... But I might have to have a little nap. Even though I slept a lot of the last 2 days because I had a terrible headache. Still can't do anything with that switch box. I know, thank you, I don't want to switch. Oh, vibration. Calm Women Ward, where's that? I can't zoom in on that map. Can't read that because it's in another language. Spanish or Italian, I think. Why do I think that? Because it's got a flavour all of its own. Last week I said the countries mentioned aside from Germany, and there was no Germany looking words. Germanic. There just wasn't any. Inventory of admissions of a patient upon admission. Inventory of objects of a patient upon admission. Wow. Charity congregation. Psychiatric hospital administration inventory of articles of clothing and footwear. Cash, cards, and other valuables upon admission to the asylum for observation. Renee, on the day 12th of the 13th, of the 3rd, of the 13th, my God, 1938. Details of clothing, amount of cash, valuables, cards, and other objects, notes, sweaters, shirts, 1, underwear, 1, pairs of socks, 1, shoes, 1, sets, diapers, skirts, dresses, trousers, vests, jackets, handkerchiefs, pocket handkerchiefs, hats, berets, aprons, golf shirts, overcoats, towels, ties. What? They're all the different things, but they put a 1 next to shirts, underwear, socks, and shoes. That's all she had with her. The assistant, the director, Volterra on the day. Postcard? I can't spin it around. I can zoom in. I guess that's me. Everybody. There's someone in the waiting room. £5, is it? 20p. Mm-mm. 2 lira. 50p. Is that fine off the hook? Telegram. Volterra on Podesta. Please kindly notify any relatives of the death of inviting them to cover burial expenses, failing which corpse will be sent to the PISA for study purposes. Cost 100. Sorry, my eyes were closing then. And general progress 10327. Psychiatric hospital administration file of Amara, admitted June 15th, 1937. Discharged on? Nope. Transferred on? Died on November 8th, 1942. Oh. Oh. I did not expect that to open then. That's kind of cool, I guess. To the Voltaire Charity Congregation, which is in full compliance with the directives of the fascist regime, in the spirit of the Great Initiative and the rationality of technical criteria, proceeded to the truly exemplary organization of self-managed, high-intensity cultivation agricultural company on Voltaire's fields, where the compact, rugged clay soil was previously used as sparse pasture land. The secondary provincial commission, in solemn recognition of this particular rural merit, unanimously voted to assign the present special certificate of honor and a large gold medal to the triennial competition as a prize to all companies under the umbrella of Agrovoltaireano. The President, the Secretary, Pisa, November 26, 1933. That's my brother's birthday. Not the 1933, just November 26. S. Girolamo Asylum. Note: a visit is granted to military parents for top placements, only to parents, brothers, sisters, wife, and children. If authorized in writing by the family, acquaintances may obtain information about the health and mental condition of patients, calling on the doctor on duty. If such a letter is not presented at the door, access will be denied. Any leave will be granted from time to time when the conditions of the patient permit it, and the requesting parent, brother, wife assures guarantee of surveillance and custody. No other person will be granted access to the patients outside of the institute. Any item intended for a patient must first be authorized every time by the health authorities. Wine and spirits are strictly forbidden in any case. The Director. Stamp. To the Voltaire Charity Congregation, which in full compliance. Did I read this already? Yep. Still no power. Where is the calm women?
The only thing I remember clearly is Charlotte, my doll.
Charlotte, my doll. I am there, right next to 4, the stairs, and 5, conference room, 6, visitors' toilets. 3 isn't marked. 1 is admissions and 2 is a waiting room. I can't see the calm women's ward. Maybe that's a tranquil ward 7. So that is to my left, I guess. Oh yeah, here's the stairs. Can't open that door. Oh, that one. That's cool. Oh, hello. Let's see if that's got power restored. Oh yeah, looks like it lights around. So that's where I am now. It's only got 2 slots. I don't know how it had that many photos in there.
Let's search the wards on the upper floor. There's a plan on the wall which shows their location.
Books. Not for you. Not for me. Volterra, 12th of the 4th, 1926. Irene E. N. K., 26 years. The woman is in a state of great agitation. She curses her 3-year-old daughter for having ruined her life. She wanted to take us away, that damn kid. Wanted to kill us. She's the devil, I tell you. She's the devil herself. She destroyed my ability to give life. She left her sister in silence. Silence is scary. The mother explains that the husband, Eric K. Okay, so this is her parents, worried about her daughter, called a doctor who, noticing the state of the woman and the potential danger to her daughter, urgently initiated the procedure for admission. The woman was admitted to observation in a single room because she was not because she was dangerous, but in view of her social class, which seemed to be a most appropriate choice. The mother has provided a generous donation to this institution in order to find a more suitable accommodation for her daughter. Wow. So or Renee, who I'm playing as, is here because her mum didn't want her, pretty much. I don't know how to save it. Maybe I can't save it until I finish this chapter. I was gonna say maybe it's my meds which is making me tired and lightheaded, but I don't think I've taken them yet this morning. Still no power? The increasing number of cases of attempted suicide requires... I've read that already. actually works.
Nobody says we can't. Let's find Charlotte. Let's find Charlotte. She's alone. She's alone in the dark.
Don't know why I took the elevator, I always take the stairs in real life. Because I need the exercise. Wheelchairs for racing. Where are you, good Charlotte? And who are you?
Renee doesn't want to abandon her. Nobody says we can't. Let's find Charlotte.
Am I Renee? I thought I was Renee. Maybe I just talk about myself in the third person. Hmm. What? It's quite disturbing. Semi-agitated word. And where's my doll?
Mummy took good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in, hugged her, gave her cuddles and kisses. She was very affectionate and loving. Nothing bad happened to Charlotte, and that surprised me. I didn't understand. At first, I was quite scared. I was afraid that she wanted to hurt me. I lived in constant fear that Mom would abandon her. Because I didn't deserve to live. I didn't deserve to be loved.
What?
It's cold and it's dark. Look, she's cold. She'll get ill. We can take care of her. Nobody can stop us. Charlotte is a good girl.
Okay, chapter 2. Keys, not book. Disturbing. What the hell? are they doing? That's really, really disturbing. How would they do that? And these are actual medical procedures? Ugh.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that is. I don't know what this stuff is. It doesn't say. Well, it does say, but it's in a language I don't know. There's some more. I'm guessing it's some sort of drugs. Oh, tried to grab the phone. That's one of those things that they bop you on the knee with. Test your reflexes. Fascist National Federation for the Fight Against Tuberculosis. The civilized person does not spit on the ground and does not swear God. Central Anti-Blasphemy Committee under the honorary chairmanship of His Majesty the King. Oh, it's locked. Can I flick the light on? Oh, it's on. That also is locked. Where are we gonna go now, Charlotte? Shocking.
I saw a wheelchair on the ground floor. It's comfortable there, and we can put Charlotte somewhere warm.
No power to that, I guess. Oh, there's power. Guess it's broken. Patient transfer document. Psychiatric hospital transfer. File name and surname. Fanti Clementine. Paternity. Luigi deceased. Place of birth. Prominence. Age 37 years. Date of admission. July 7th, 1937. Deceased at 6 p.m. have to go to the wheelchair downstairs.
Mummy took good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in. Charlotte is cold. Let's take her somewhere warm.
Patient just discharged, readmission document, name and surname, Francesca Agostini, paternity, Argino, maternity, Martelli Gina, born in Velletri, province Roma, October 13th, 1895, place of residence, Velletri, province Roma. Marital status, widow, admitted on 30th of May 1916, diagnosis, early dementia, referred from Roma Salon, transferred to a Salon observation room. Form of dismissal, form of readmission, 4th of September 1939, respiratory disease. Personal details, son of David, ineligible, born on, place of residence, marital status, single, married to number of children, position, religion, culture, referrals, diagnosis, remarks, address for correspondence. It's not very well filled out. Death report, Angela, Guillermo, Diana. Not much of a death report. No cause of death or date or anything. Yeah, I got the first page of the diary. Nice. Oh, I didn't get the first page, I got one a bit of the way in. But I did get some diary pages, I guess. Oh, that's the wheelchair. I should probably probably have a look around after because I can't use the flashlight obviously while I'm carrying around Charlotte.
Charlotte will be comfy here. But it's cold. No, it's cold. Don't shiver, Charlotte. The cold will go away. It'll go away.
Poor Charlotte. I'll get you a blanket. That's weird having all those separate stalls for the urinals.
We must find some warm lights. Let's go to the surgical ward.
Read that one already. Surgical ward, is that upstairs?
Let's take Charlotte to the surgical ward. The lights will warm her up.
Yeah, well, it's not down here, so I guess it's upstairs. Okay, so it's just to the right.
The cold has gone away now. You see? The light, the warmth. We can do it. The cold will go away. It has to. Now we can enter the ward where everything started. It all began in the observation ward on the...
Okay, observation ward, ground floor then. which is 8. Observation, I guess.
One day I turned off the light, but it didn't go dark. It was a limitless immensity, a blinding, merciless light. I was 16 years old, and I was afraid, always afraid, a fear that wore me down. I needed help, but I couldn't speak. I was terrified of everything, even thinking. They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness. And when you're mad, you cease to exist. She was my only hope in this hell. I was descending down, down among the damned. But that woman and her smile kept me alive.
It is important. A smile. Volterra Psychiatric Hospital, transfer file, name and surname, T. Renee, paternity unknown, place of birth, Montefiasco, 17, April 4th, 1938. 10:30 a.m. The patient Renee T. transferred from temporary asylum in the observation rooms to the quiet ward. So I got moved from observation to the quiet ward.
The door is locked from the outside.
Of course it is.
Here, the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Okay, someone unlocked it for me and then ran off.
You can't get out of here. Only the dead can leave this place.
Oh, I'd prefer not to die. That was all the same. Toilets. Looks like the only place I can go is the grounds in the park. So it might be for this room. My creepy doll. Hey Charlotte, I was totally looking for you. I'm so glad that you turned up here randomly. It's not scary at all. Is Charlotte the one that unlocked my door? What's she doing hiding under the bench? Someone's snoring. Someone's sleeping on the floor. Oh, my doll. There's Charlotte. Hey, mister. I need Charlotte back, please. I don't know where my smiling friend went. Mister? Charlotte? Don't know where that guy and Charlotte
He
went.
laughed, panted, and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly split open with a loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while he... Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
This just got even more disturbing. Poor Renee. At least they can get fresh air even if they can't go out. Now I can open all these doors I couldn't open before. Is that something written down there? No. It's a brick, I think. For the... I can only open one side of that bookcase. Not that there's anything in there anyway. Pillow, beds, trays. Is this the nurse's room? Looks like it. Synopsis menu. Oh, what's the synopsis menu? The diary? Hmm. Locked. Guillaume. Oh, this one's got something in it. The top. Dave Tennant. I know that's not what it says, but still. Dear Director, I've been working at this institution for 5 years now. I am a simple person. I'm not educated, and I feel embarrassed about writing to you. I always try to look on the bright side, but sometimes we are called upon to do difficult things. That's our duty, and I well understand I have to accept it. There's no alternative. However, I have decided to write to you because something is happening which is simply unacceptable. I am well aware that there is someone among us who devotes too much attention to the younger female patients, who are confused. The serious nature of this fact has compelled me to write to you. I am certain of your indignation and the measures you will adopt to solve the problem. Please accept my warmest regards and respect. Oh, good. Someone at least is trying to dob in that person. This must be the female side. Stefano Bertrulo. That's a heck of a name. And those pillars look like they've seen better days.
She stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
Surviving isn't living, though.
They went to the gynecology ward on the upper floor.
Just want to see what's in the basement. Gets a mattress, and a plate, and an achievement. And a toilet. And that's about it. Oh well. I probably could have gone in there earlier even though the lights didn't work in here. Well, I definitely could have. For some reason I thought it was going to be expensive. Upper floor gynecology. Yes, that's right. I was listening. Oh, that's right next to me. It's very disturbing. I'm glad I never studied to be a doctor.
August 21st, 1938. Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I'm writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries. The doctor who wrote things down was in Surgery C.
The surgery is that way. Surgical that way. Surgery that way as well. Not good, you're still there, you little creep. Okay, so it wasn't in surgical ward. Yeah, so let's try the surgeries, which I believe are down this way. What the hell were they taking that person's hand off for? On the top of that guy's head off. Looks like everyone that dies just gets transferred out. itchy. Yeah, well, I'll see if there's a surgery C downstairs because I can't find much upstairs that I can get into. No surgery C here at all. Oh, that's the one I looked through already, is the disturbing one. Surgery A. Surgery B, I guess.
June 1935. After much theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment for action has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who really wants to make a difference. November 20th. Crossing the threshold of the asylum was similar to entering another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and images which it is almost impossible to imagine, describe, or explain. August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses who are forced to tie the more distressed ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the female patients, and it's the nurses who tell us what's happening to the women. The overpowering stench in the wards, the constant din of shouts and voices that are barely recognizable as human, dirty, naked bodies devoid of any dignity. The lunatic asylum gets under your skin and wears you down. I often consider resigning. I feel useless, impotent, a sort of merciful jailer, a mercy that helps no one and only helps to ease my conscience. March 15th, 1938. Dramas are played out before my eyes every single day, and I try to distance myself from them and just do the best I can. But a girl arrived some days ago. I couldn't avoid her gaze. All she asked in her dignified silence was not to be ripped away from her world. And me. I'm old enough to be her father, the father she never had, who didn't want her, who rejected her without even knowing her. I, too, refused what she asked me. I couldn't do anything but add my signature and consign her to hell. A danger to herself and to others, and a cause of public scandal. This was what was written on the accompanying note from the police headquarters. It was difficult not to agree with it. How much more violence must this poor girl be subjected to? Her gaze is so intense, so far removed from the carefree nature which should be the joyous hallmark of her age. I cried myself to sleep in my solitude. I kept thinking about those sad and frightened eyes staring at me.
Surgery C.
March 12th, 1938. Renee T., 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife. Father unknown. Mother a seamstress. Admitted in observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for a psychiatric evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble. Have you ever wondered who you are? Yes, of course you've wondered. I never had children. I don't think. Let's read it. I must understand. I must remember.
Go on.
She is frightened, hears noises and ghosts, presents serious signs of anxiety, psychosis, suffers from hallucinations. She is anxious, confused, her expression is distressed, a questioning look as if terrified, disoriented. She feels confused, hears voices shouting in her head. She doesn't understand things properly. She has been feeling unwell for 2 or 3 months. When questioned, she replies, "My mother wants to hurt me. I am always scared of her. She chases me." "Why are you here?" "I argued with my mother and was so upset that I felt like my head was spinning. There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children whispered, called my name." March 16th. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. April 4th. Transferred to the calm ward, still under my supervision. Yes, that's true. The ward where Amara was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done, like witches at the stake. I didn't know what reality was. I never did. I've known many different realities, maybe too many. When you move, everything changes its appearance and meaning. I have no points of reference. We'll just have to keep looking. April 21st. She's more awake this morning and is responding to questions, complains of headaches. She became agitated when she found out her mother was there. She says that one day, many years earlier, she was with a friend of hers and met a man who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. He made her smoke cigarettes and drink liquor, and the man showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep what had happened a secret. These facts were essentially confirmed by her mother. After that, she became arrogant, impatient, and hostile towards her family, especially her mother. She started taking off her clothes in public. Her moods would swing from laughter to tears. She rants. She pleasures herself. It's not true. Renee hostile? It's all made up. They wanted to make her into something she wasn't, and then certain things would have been forgotten. Renee was the bad girl. Maybe I'm starting to understand. That's enough of reading these lies. Let's look for Amara.
Don't tell me even this doctor had a creepy book. Sure did. Partially agitated. Where's the calm ward? Is that downstairs? I think it's downstairs, right? Yep.
The grounds at the back of the hospital, and then down to the kitchens. This is the road we used to take. If it weren't for her, in the grounds on that bench in spring, so many days. It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed. She did things to me. Sometimes she touched me. In the shower, I felt her body against mine for the first time. It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away. She wasn't in the system. He wouldn't let her in. That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
Looks like they're doing some renovations here.
The scent of spring, The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches.
Hmm. That stone bench had a note on it. Sharona. Didn't look like it had a note on it. Oh, the next stone bench. Okay, that was weird.
My name is Renee. They told me that I have to write this diary, but I don't feel like it. It's not true that I feel better when I write. Actually, it's worse. I was a shy girl, and I just wanted to be like the others. But that's not what happened. No. I did things that, when I think about them now, eventually brought me here. Everything started with that damned light. It happened for the first time when I was still a little girl. I was 6 or 7. I was walking outside school when suddenly the noise started to melt into an indistinct rumble. The light increased out of all proportion and everything lost its meaning. I could no longer recognize anything. Objects, people, words, not even myself. I felt fear as a physical sensation. It prevented me from moving, from swallowing, from breathing. After God knows how long, everything went back to normal. But a new fear replaced the old one. Different but terrible. Of the light coming back. And it did come back. My memory of those years is hazy. Between the age of about 7 and 10, my memories are disconnected, and I couldn't say how many times and how frequently the light used to come. My mother gave me a doll around that time. Charlotte. Thinking back to it makes me want to laugh. But at the beginning, I remembered that I was afraid of her. I thought she wanted to harm me, to kill me and take my place. But when the light came, she would stay beside me, and her presence.
And that's as much as I've got at the diary so far. Just modern day, the shopping trolleys appear. What's the word? Modern, I guess. Can't think of the actual word I was trying for, but
Let's look for Amara in the kitchens in the basement of the building, behind the greenhouse.
behind the greenhouse. Okay. Yeah, see, it's a different greenhouse from the one I was in earlier. Let's have a quick look in here. Okay. Yes, the greenhouse. Just getting some guy hugged in the greenhouse. At least I think it was her. Renee. They. Renee, I think, right? Okay, I'm in the kitchen now. It's a big kitchen.
Come on, let's look everywhere. She must be here, I'm certain.
What are these things? Giant pressure cookers or washing machines? I think that's some type of pressure cooker.
Keep looking. We mustn't give up.
Are you sure we mustn't? Well, she's not in the oven. It's probably a good thing, right? Don't think she's under the sink. I can't open that.
Where could she be? We've got to talk to her. Everything will be all right. But being here now, I don't like it. Come on, let's look for her, quickly. We can't stay in here too long. They'll find us. When they found us... Come on, hurry. We've got to find her quickly. We've got to get out of here. They'll find us. But not now. Not yet. Amara's not here. Maybe she's in the showers. We can find her there. The water was often cold. When it was cold, we ran away. But when it was hot, then she came to Renee under that cruel white light. I can still feel the shivers her body gave me. Everything must return to how it was. If we recreate that magic, she'll come to us.
Okay, water heaters, I guess. Water baths. Kitchens. I'll read that one. Laundry. I guess baths and showers are one.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
Is that the boiler? Oh no. Where's the light switch down here? It's a bit dark. So it's an electric boiler, but it's not on. Need to switch it on. Don't know what that creepy noise was.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
Need power? I'm not sure what I need to do here. Oh, here we go. Now let's try.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor in the kitchens. We'll meet her in the showers, yes.
Oh, a bicycle. Let's escape up the bicycle. toilets is 11 and 12. Well, 11 was the one where she got attacked, raped, I'm guessing, by that nurse. So let's try the one in this ward. Is this the calm ward? Yeah. I should actually probably look in all these rooms because I don't think I've been in here before, have I? Another disturbing book. Nope. I'm not gonna look at that anymore. Maybe I have been here. Maybe it's the same disturbing book. Thunders. I'm guessing by the dots and numbers after people's names, these are people that funded the game. Egon 91. That was a little bit scary. What the heck was making that noise? Okay, showers. Probably down this hallway. Huge sinks.
Everything's ready. Let's get undressed and leave our clothes on the hooks in the changing rooms.
There's a bicycle in this tub. List of female deviant conduct whose treatment requires special severity and rigor. Onomasm, masturbation, homoeroticism, homosexuality, unnatural mothers, mothers who fail to develop an instinct of motherhood, refusal of conjugal duties, really? And adultery, my God. That's terrible. So if you don't want to have sex with your husband, you get locked up and get special severity and rigorous treatments. Or if you masturbate. Oh yeah, what am I meant to do? Books.
Let's turn the water on now, and everything will be as before.
Oh. No bike in the tub anymore. That's just making me slightly ill. There's no taps to turn the water on. Someone tell me how to turn the water on, please? Without a tap? Come on, I've already got undressed. I'm freezing. I'm actually cold even though I've got pajamas and a dressing gown on. She doesn't look happy. Some of these women look very happy. Are you my friend? Did I shave your head? Maybe in here. Oh wait, is that me? So confused. Who am I if that's me?
Amara was the only thing Renee had. They separated them. Renee went to the slightly agitated ward, the one that terrified everybody. Those injections were a torture, the just punishment for what I was doing.
It wasn't just.
And what about her? Who knows where Amara was? They had taken me upstairs into the ward where no one wanted to go. Let's look for Renee's room in the slightly agitated ward.
I'm guessing it's a translation thing. Why a lot of these rooms have different names than what they say. Or they say different things. Different parts of the game. It says tranquil ward there, not calm woman's ward. Semi-agitated ward. This is me.
When there was too much chaos, they closed all the windows and the door. They turned off the lights, and it was pitch black. Some people fell asleep. Some others stopped seeing their demons and became more calm.
Partially agitated one. If there was a demon in there with me and they turned off the lights, I wouldn't become more calm because I couldn't see it anymore. I'd become a lot less calm because I couldn't see what it was up to. I'm guessing none of these are my room. Maybe this open one. With music. And the crib? No, that's a laundry basket.
Montefoscoli, December 20th, 1941. Dear Director, could you please let me know how my daughter, your patient Renee T., is getting along? I've written to my daughter several times, but have received no reply. I'm very worried, particularly as I've been ill for some time and have not been well enough to come and visit her. Please kindly let me know when it will be possible for me to bring my daughter home. Your humble servant, Ada T. Bring this letter to the attention of Dr. C so he can assess the potential discharge of the patient.
Not delivered? What the hell? I'm not letting me home. I've got sent to the doctor. Well, it has to be this room because it's got the dun 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 music. What I'm meant to see or do in here, I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm meant to make it all dark. So I was supposed to see my demons. I guess so.
They put a straitjacket on you. gave you a cold shower.
I know about cold showers.
They suffocated you with a sheet.
What? Why? Is that waterboarding? Are they pouring water on
They
that
tied
sheet?
you to the bed. They tied me to the bed. A woman died next to me, choked by her own vomit.
Oh.
She was tied down because she wouldn't stop pleasuring herself. I can still hear her death rattle. I screamed, but nobody came. Everybody screamed in there, all of them.
No.
It was then I saw the doll, which wasn't Charlotte. No, she wasn't Charlotte. The past was like the present. That doll, that man, the shame. Renee was increasingly divorced from reality. How will I ever find out what really happened? How will I ever find Amara again if I can't even find myself?
Creepy. It's not your shame if someone attacked you. Well, I understand how it feels like that, though. Certainly not something you really want to talk to people about. How do I get out of here if the doors are all locked? Yeah, both sides. How's that paper there? Can I pick that up? There we go.
Montefoscoli, November 12th, 1939. My dear daughter, it is with great sadness that I heard what happened. Your transfer and your sufferings are a cause of great worry for me. It will take time, but you'll see, things will improve. They'll treat you and you'll get better again. I pray a lot, every day. Write to me often and tell me if you need anything. I promise I'll do what I can. Try to be strong. Mom.
Oh, that's sweet.
This is the last letter she wrote to me. Once I was put into this ward, I was overwhelmed by loneliness. After that medical examination, I received no more letters from Mom. Why is that man here? Why doesn't she come to see me? Did I make a mistake? It didn't seem like she wanted to abandon me. What did I do wrong? I'd like to be able to reply to her again now, to change things. perhaps she would have listened to me. Will she reply? The letters were sent to the archive. It was their job to post them. When you were sent to a lunatic asylum, you lost the right to possess anything. Everything you arrived with was packed up and stored here, even the clothes you were wearing, in case you were released one day. But far too many never left.
Shouldn't that go in correspondence, my letter?
There must be a file with my name in the filing cabinet somewhere.
N-O. Spells no.
Dear Mother, please, I beg you, get me out of this place. I'm so frightened here. You were right. I know I was wrong. I understand. I'm so ashamed. If only you knew how much. But now I'll behave myself, I promise. Now things will be fine. I'll work hard. I'll be very good. Your daughter, Renee. This letter. It was Renee's letter, just as she wrote it back then. But it was never sent. Why? Why did this happen? I received your letter, Mom. You tell me to be patient and strong, while I only feel fear and pain. And you don't write to me anymore. If only these words could be my soul, I'd tell you what was happening to me. The kids want to kill me. They all look the other way and tell me what to do. I don't understand. She helps me, but what have they done to her? Can you tell me? Will you help me? Renee. Montefoscoli, July 7th, 1940. My dear daughter, I have received no news from you. You have not contacted me in months. I'm sorry, but I don't have the money to come and visit you. Do you remember Mr. Onofrio? He'll soon be in Volterra for business. I've asked him if he would be kind enough to ask the director for some news about you. I hope he'll bring me some good news when he returns. But please write to me. I know that I was strict with you. You have to forgive me. I didn't think.
Oh.
I've given Mr. Onofrio a new doll for you. You told me that you lost yours, and I know you loved it so much. It's not as nice as your Charlotte, but I hope that it will comfort you nonetheless. Keep your chin up, darling. Everything will be fine, you'll see. Mom. Montefoscoli, October 12th, 1940. My dear daughter, I've written 2 letters to you and have received no reply. Every day I'm anxiously waiting for a letter. Mr. Onofrio's back. He brought you the doll. Do you like it? He told me he was unable to speak to the director, but managed to see you. I pray for you every day. Even Don Gino said a prayer for you during Sunday Mass. Isn't that nice? I've made up my mind, Renee. I'm bringing you home. I've already written to the director. I told him that I'll take care of you.
No.
I'm not very well at the moment and can't work, but I'll get better soon, you'll see. And as soon as I can make the journey, I'll come and fetch you. I know you're suffering a lot, but please be strong, I beg you. Mom will come to fetch Renee, won't she? Mom is good, but she's not well. That's why that man came. The doll. Renee could have played with it while she was waiting for her to arrive, but Renee didn't have it with her. Is it one of Mom's lies? She knew that she'd hurt Renee and... No, Mommy's good. That man brought it. We've just remembered who he is, haven't we? It was Renee who was wrong. The doll's here. I know that for sure. Perhaps she's been abducted like all the others and is locked up here somewhere.
It's almost like they don't want people to get well here. I can't see a doll here anywhere.
Now we can open the bundle on that table in front of the window.
This table in front of the window?
You see? Mom was good. I was bad. Mom was worried about Renee and Charlotte. I abandoned Charlotte. We've abandoned her.
Yeah, it's not as good as Charlotte. I don't know if it's more or less creepy. I'm going with less. Is that a picture of Mum? Renee. And some shoes. St. Christopher medal, a photo of Mum, some shoes.
May the Lord guide your path and keep you from sin. Mom.
A postcard telling me to not sin. A doll and some shirts. I assume they're shirts, I can't actually interact with them by the look of it now.
Let's look for Charlotte. We have abandoned her. Will she still be where we abandoned her, under the warm lights?
Did we abandon her though? I thought she was just chilling out upstairs under the warm lights. Oh wait, I am upstairs. Yes, she is. That knife and was that behind me?
I didn't do anything. I just obeyed orders.
I only obeyed orders.
Charlotte has gone away. Mom will come and get us. She loves us, even though we're
orders. Leave us alone. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
Even though we're bad.
Mom won't leave us alone.
I didn't do anything.
Charlotte gone away.
I only obeyed orders.
Mom will come and get us now.
She loves us, even though we're bad.
I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
The nurse get out and put me here. Is that person alright? Other nurse didn't get out but put me there. She just backed herself into the corner. She here. That? I don't want shock treatment. Please don't give me shock treatment. No, doctor. No. No shock treatment. I'm okay. No, please, no, just... No. 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 No, Doctor. God damn it. I'm a person. I don't deserve to be treated like that.
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk? September 7th, 1938. The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic, eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air. Excited, clamorous, slightly confused, takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days.
What?
High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words, laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then.
Jesus.
Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they? December 15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution.
What?
Delinquency? Prostitution? Renee? It seems so strange, unreal. It can't be true. And Amara? She loved us and would tell us everything. She wouldn't hide anything from us. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. Treated with cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks.